I would say the other thing that we see emerging is, again, this lack of acknowledgement initially. And again, as they start getting into it, I think they start realizing it, that if you were to go start your own safety business, there's a big cost and investment that takes.
Yes.
At least $15,000 of standing up a website, figuring out a logo and a branding, and how do you differentiate versus the 5 or 10 other companies that are locally? Because there's hundreds, if not thousands, of these independent safety businesses across the United States. How are you going to do lead gen? How are you going to get in front of your customers? And I personally have been a consultant and ran my own consulting business. So I know you're constantly looking for the next 5 customers.
Yep.
And how do you balance your time between the prospecting and looking for those future customers versus serving the ones and doing the projects you have underway right now? And it gets into feast and famine mode where, some weeks you're working 60, 80 hours a week because you've got to wrap up a project, but you've also then worried about where's the next lead coming from.
Yeah.
And then you go some weeks where you're like, God, I only had 10 hours of work this week. My God, this can't persist or I'm going to be out of work.
Absolutely.
So we look at this and say, could Yellowbird be that kind of equalizer of the demand? Again, continue to send jobs their way. We've also seen recently where amazing professionals that have had their own business say, I want to bid on this bigger project with a much bigger organization, and I am never going to get through the procurement supplier management process. But if I go under the brand of Yellowbird, I'll get in because we have the larger insurance policies. We vet our people. We have, the W-9 and the certificates of insurance to prove that, these are good pros. And by the way, they need to be part of a 2 or 3 person team. So we can put that team together using our platform, get them in there, have, again, the company request them by name. But we're doing this under the brand of Yellowbird, and the suppliers love it because they go, God, I used to do business with 10, 20, 30 different independent consultants over a year. Now I can lump all that volume through Yellowbird, and now all that spending is compliant with our corporate procurement processes. So, it's a win-win. The pros, again, are still making a very decent wage, and they're not having to do any of the overhead